Hello, this is a demonstration video of an application called Akrobot and how it uses OAuth2 to send and receive Gmail. Now, I would like to demonstrate the grant process, which is involved in authorizing Akrobot to send and receive Gmail on the user's behalf. Now, this is an RPA program, which means its purpose is to automate the daily desktop activities of the user, including, for instance, running programs, manipulating spreadsheets, and of course, sending and receiving Gmails. Now, I am a developer of an RPA program called Akrobot, and Akrobot is an OEM of Akrobot, so their functionality is pretty much identical. The user interface is mostly the same, which makes me technically the developer of Akrobot as well. And so I would like to start with the grant process. The user would click OAuth2 management in the menu, click this plus, and this authorize app button to start the grant process. This will start up the browser, and I'm going to switch this to English real quick. And here's the client ID. Here is the application name. And the user can check the privacy policy of the application to make sure that they know what they're doing. Okay, so here it says Akrobot does indeed use Gmail to send and receive Gmails on the user's behalf as an automated task. It adheres to the limited use policy, which means that none of the user's information is sent to any server, let alone any third party. The user's information never leaves the user's computer. The user can also check the terms of service, and if the user is okay with all of this, they'll proceed with logging in, and they can check the permissions that they're going to grant Akrobot. Allow. And here we have the authorization code, which the user can click, copy with, and paste back into Akrobot. They will type in the account that they just used to log in and click register. And with that, the user has just granted Akrobot the authority to send and receive Gmail using this account. So now I'd like to demonstrate some of the functionality that involves actually sending and receiving Gmails. And to do that, I'm going to start a new automated task called send Gmail. And I'll open it up, and here we have a new empty task. On the left-hand side, we have a list of all the commands that can be automated, such as running applications, manipulating spreadsheets, and of course, sending and receiving emails. Now, sending and receiving Gmails are commands of their own because they use the Gmail API instead of IMAP and SMTP. So I'm going to configure the send Gmail command to send with the same account that we just registered. We'll be sending to ourselves, and the subject of this email will be Gmail demo subject, and the body can be Gmail demo body. And I'll click OK. And so now what we have here is a new automated task that does exactly one thing, and that one thing is sending an email using Gmail. So we'll go ahead and run this. It's sending an email now, and it says success. So to make sure that Akrobot did what it's supposed to do, I'm going to log into Gmail. And here we can see that Akrobot did indeed send an email 0 minutes earlier. And here's the subject and the body. So that was a demonstration for sending email. I'm now going to demonstrate receiving Gmail. And for that purpose, I'm going to mark this email that we just sent ourselves as unread. So I'll go back to create a new task called receive Gmail. Right, so I'm going to add this receive Gmail command and configure it to receive Gmail using the same account as before, we're not interested in attachments. And for the purposes of this demonstration, I'll only read unread emails. So I'll leave this checkbox here and click OK. Now the way this command works, for every email that we receive, we can perform certain tasks. And in this case, we're going to typewrite the subject of every email that we receive. So here are some variables, and this one here is the variable containing the subject of the email that we are receiving. So I'll click OK, and we need a place to typewrite to. So I'm going to add a new command for opening up Notepad. And this will be our task. The first thing we do is open up Notepad, and after opening up Notepad, we'll start receiving Gmails. Using this account, we'll only read unread emails. There's only one in this case. And for every email that we receive, we will be typewriting its subject into Notepad. So we'll go ahead and run this. It's opening Notepad and reading emails now. And we can see that it has just printed the subject of the email, all the unread emails in this account. In this case, there is only one. So this is what we were expecting. Now, this command does more than just read emails. It has the ability to modify them. And by modify, I mean we can mark read emails as read. And we can also set flags. By setting flags, what I mean is setting this star here. So now I'm going to demonstrate one of those features, the mark as read. So we're going to have the same task, except this time, instead of just reading them, we're going to mark all read emails as read. Yes. I'm going to close Notepad real quick and run. So it's starting Notepad and reading emails. It's doing the same thing, except this time it's going to mark this email that we have read as read. Next, I'm going to demonstrate the set flag feature. So this is the same task, except we're going to set the flag instead of marking them as read. And I'm going to mark this as unread again, so we can see. And run this command, or run this task. Right. So we can see that it has read this email, and if I refresh the page, we can see that the star has indeed been added. So that was a demonstration for this receive email command. What this does is receive email and also modifying them optionally. And we can modify them by marking them as read, or setting flags, or both, or neither. Right. So those were demonstrations for sending Gmail and receiving Gmail. Now there's one more functionality or feature within Akrobot which involves sending Gmail, and that is sending notification emails to the user. And so to set up the notifications, we're going to go to General Settings and click this checkbox here and set up the email that we're going to use to set up notifications. We're going to use the same address to send notification emails to ourselves. And we're going to add attachments, a log file attachment to this email. Click Apply. Right, so now we are ready to receive notification emails. Now, by notification, I mean Akrobot has the ability to run tasks at specific times of specific days. So for example, right now it's 5:49. I'm going to schedule the send Gmail task to run at 5:50. 550. So in 5 seconds, Akrobot will run this task automatically. It's running now. And after running this task, it's going to send me a notification email. So here we can see that the task has been run. And as we can see, the send Gmail task did run because it sent a Gmail. And this is the notification email. So here it says the send Gmail task was run at 5:50. It finished in 3 seconds, and the result was a success. And here is the log file, as we expected. So this was all the functionality that requires sending and receiving Gmail. This concludes the demonstration. We demonstrated the grant process and all the features within Akrobot which requires those permissions. Thank you very much.